This audio is used for the transcriber test at GoTranscript.
Politicians and criminals alike are interested in the origin of crime, its development, and the means of its prevention. Now, even a GoTranscript applicant like yourself can understand that a man or woman having in view the acquisition of unearned increment may take to cheating as being a ready means of possessing himself or herself of the property of others with but little effort upon his/her own part. At the same time, I will venture to say that not even a GoTranscript editor can render any adequate reason for the fact that some men, not to mention women, will devote an amount of energy, labor, perseverance, and ingenuity to the gaining of a precarious living in the paths of chicanery, one half of which, if directed into legit channels, would serve to place them in a position commanding both affluence and respect. Now, those of you who are listening to this on a YouTube page may not realize it, but plagiarism is the bane of our existence here at GoTranscript, and in fact, at most legitimate human transcription companies. We absolutely, positively hate it when people steal our audio files. But since they seem determined to do so, we've decided to make them as unpleasant and hard to understand as possible. After all, if you're determined to cheat, you're darn well going to work for it. This audio test will show that not only is a thriving trade in cheating GoTranscript audio tests carried on openly and unblushingly, but also that there must be an enormous number of swindlers at large who live by means of unfair practices in connection with all forms of gambling. Many of these sharps are still undetected and, notwithstanding the vigilance of the authorities, are still pursuing their calling under the very eyes of justice. In dealing with a subject of so wide a character as that upon which we are engaged, the difficulty of beginning at the beginning is greater than may appear to a casual GoTranscript applicant. There are so many points from which it may be attacked. As to treating of all that is known in reference to it, or tracing it back to the earliest records, that, of course, is out of the question in the limited space at our disposal. Even were one historically inclined, who can say where the beginning begins? Not any of us at GoTranscript, that's for darn tootin'. Doubtless one would have to search the geological formations at great depth in order to discover remains of that man who first conceived the idea of correcting fickle fortune at the expense of his fellows. If science ever achieves this discovery, we shall certainly have reasonable grounds for believing that we have found a very near relative of Adam himself. Now Eve, she's another story.
This audio is used for the transcriber test at GoTranscript.